Good night, beautiful people. Today I'm starting off this video by attempting to do a blood sugar reading. I've already pierced myself, so you can see the blood. And hopefully this works. So my blood sugar is, currently 3.1. That was a very easy bleed, and it's a very small puncture wound. So what I can tell from this is that my blood is quite thin or easy to bleed at the moment. But that being said, it's not coming out, so without pressure. So I'm going to write down 3.1, which is quite low, but not as low as, like in, it's quite low. When I was on my diabetic module at medical school, we have the saying 4 is the floor. So anything below 4.0 as blood sugar is like, you're gonna collapse. But I'm not collapsed, and I'm actually very full of energy, so clearly I'm using a different type of energy than is needed from sugar. Anyhow, so today is day 6 of a 10-day medicinal fast using a green tonic that I have now called the wow tonic, because that's how it makes you feel. It makes you feel like wow when you drink it. So one of the components, a key component of this is, yeah, stop bleeding now, it's fine, is lime. And today I will be discussing lime, the nutritional elements of it, some interesting facts, and some of the properties that we can relate to human health. It's a very nice fruit, very beautiful. Lime is it's a citrus fruit that is one of up to 1,500 species of citrus fruit. There is a huge family of citrus fruit, and this particular one is meant to have evolved originally in either northern India or the Caribbean, which is pretty cool. My mum is from the Caribbean, she's from Jamaica, so I'll just accept that that this beautiful fruit originated where I can find family. That's a nice thought. I consider it to be a quite feminine plant because the seeds of lime, they have many embryos within each seed, but one embryo is zygotic, which means that it will grow into a plant potentially, and many other embryos which are composed of maternal DNA and maternal tissues. So the feminine aspect of the plant surrounds the rest of the seed, or the part of the seed that will grow into the next plant, which is why I consider it quite feminine. And it does, I'm cycling at the moment, and it does feel like it is quite close to my womb. That's how I'll say it. And I actually recall in a previous fast that I did on my cycle release, I should say, where I had the juice of one lime at each nighttime, and the juice of that lime was beautiful to me. So let's get on to the nutritional components of lime. So in each lime fruit, according to, you can look up any food on this, nutritionaldata.south.com, where it has a nice breakdown of many different components, nutritional components. It goes into the amino acids, all the vitamins, minerals. Highly recommend you take a look and just play around with the website. So it contains many amino acids per lime, including every single one of the 9 essential amino acids, which means, if you don't know, essential amino acids are those amino acids that the body can't produce itself. Every other one, the body's actually completely capable of producing itself, creating or synthesizing itself. But these particular amino acids we don't produce. We absorb them from our environment. And lime is a place that we can absorb all of them from. There is quite a nice balance of sugars. There's in each lime there is almost a 1-to-1-to-1 ratio of fructose, glucose, and sucrose. Sucrose being the glucose molecule stuck to a fructose molecule. There is also a very nice ratio of omega-6 fatty acids to omega-3 fatty acids. And the reason I comment on the ratio of them, it's 2-to-1, around 2-to-1. So for every omega-3 molecule, there are 2 omega-6 molecules. And this ratio is quite close to 1. So it's quite close to 1-to-1. And this is important because a diet where, or a lifestyle of eating, of consuming other plants that incorporates as close to a 1-to-1 ratio as possible has the best health outcomes. Sorry, I'm mumbling my speech. Whereas studies have found that a diet, typically the Western diet, which has ratios of 15, 16 or 17-to-1, where there is a massively larger proportion of omega-6 fatty acids in comparison to omega-3 fatty acids, have worse outcomes. There is increased cardiovascular failure or death or disease. There's increased cancer. And so I'll read this out. So in a study, they found that when a diet where a 4-to-1 ratio was incorporated, there was a 70% reduction in total mortality or total deaths from cardiovascular disease, and a ratio of 2.5-to-1, so getting as close to 1-to-1 as possible, reduced the prevalence of rectal cancer or rectal cell proliferation, so the development of cancer in the rectum, in patients who already had colorectal cancer, whereas a ratio of 4-to-1 had no effect. So what we can get from this research is that a ratio is close to 1-to-1, that food it has good cardioprotective and anti-cancerous effects within the body. And that is what we like to hear. Of course, whenever I make these shots, I always make a point that they don't contain any added water. And this is because, I make this point because plants and fruits specifically have the water that they need, and it hydrates us better, in fact, or hydrates the body rather, better than just drinking water by itself. It's the most special water because it comes with all the minerals, all the vitamins, all the micronutrients that the body wants to find in the water. So getting on to micronutrients, there is a very nice wide profile of vitamins and minerals. There's vitamin A, vitamin C, of course, which is what a lot of people think of when they think of citrus. Lime is not the most vitamin C dense citrus fruit. It has a much higher proportion of vitamin A, in fact. Beta carotenes, vitamin E, vitamin K, which is important for clotting. Which is maybe why I didn't bleed out that wound as much as I thought I would. Contains niacin, folate, pantothenic acid, choline, and betaine, all different minerals that your body needs. Minerals, it contains calcium, magnesium, phosphorus. I just put a P. Yeah, I meant phosphorus. And sodium. And there's also phytochemicals, flavonoids, limonoids, furocomarins, pectins. There is also chlorophylls, carotenoids, anthocyanins. There are glyceroglycolipids, tannins, alkaloids. There are a wide range of bioactive molecules and chemicals, minerals, whatever you name it, there are loads of them. And these lead on nicely to discuss the benefits of incorporating lime and just citrus in general into the diet, into fasts, into medicine, into a lot of things, just letting your body interact with these plants is a good idea. First, we'll focus on vitamin C, since that is the buzzword when it comes to vitamins. Everyone always talks about vitamin C. Interestingly, to start with, there is a paper that talked about vitamin C degradation, so how fast it took for the vitamin C to break down in various different fruit juices, citrus fruit juices. And they found that temperature and oxygen specifically or particularly, and high temperatures are the most destructive components of the environment in juice or affecting juice. So oxygen is what causes the breakdown of vitamin C, and high temperatures. So the lower the temperature, the longer the vitamin C lasts. Which makes sense to refrigerate things, even though I'm a bit torn on needing to use a refrigerator in order to have food. I never grew up with a refrigerator until my brother was born, or a few years after he was born. So not most, but a lot of my childhood memories are without a refrigerator, and it was fine. We didn't need one. So vitamin C. When we think of lacking vitamin C, we think of scurvy. And scurvy is a disease that, in my opinion, should not exist, because vitamin C is so abundant in pretty much most or all of the species-specific foods for humans. All the fruits, most of the vegetables, even potatoes, I think, contain vitamin C. There really is no need to have scurvy. And if you're thinking that you're going to take a break and go to the caves and you're going to meditate in some cave for a whole month, or you're going to go to the desert, and your body stores around a 30-day supply of vitamin C. And I challenge that and say that could probably be longer, because a lot of studies are done on people who eat regular diets anyway. When I say regular, I mean Western. Not that that should be the regular diet if health is your goal, and if balance with the environment is your goal. So scurvy is a disease of gums, bones, blood vessels. It reduces the immune system. And so vitamin C, of course, supports all these structures as well as ligaments. It's a significant antioxidant in the body, and is present in all body tissues, and is also very important in the formation of collagen. And collagen is the body's major structural protein or building protein. Where there's loads of collagen supplements on the market to reduce aging, for firm skin. The best things you can do for firming up the skin is to have a diet that is very wide and inclusive of vitamins and minerals, so you can produce the collagen, because we don't absorb collagen straight from the diet. We absorb amino acids. Vitamin C has a nice ratio of elements. It's C6H8O6, which reminds me of glucose, which is C6H12O6, so just 4 hydrogen difference from glucose. And vitamin C is not all ascorbic acid. That's just the point that I want to make. Not all ascorbic acid and vitamin C are equatable. They are slightly different forms of the same molecule. And yeah, so vitamin C, many properties. And lime itself and citrus and all the different phytochemicals and different molecules, different nutrients, they have many different effects within the body. Immunomodulatory, so supporting immune health, anti-cancer and cardioprotective, as we've discussed with the ratio of omega-3 and omega-6. And the antioxidant properties of citrus foods can also be or have also been related to the flavonoid components of them. So flavonoids are a certain type of molecule that is found in a lot of fruits. And when people eat flavonoid-rich foods, they have a transient and very large and significant increase in their total plasma antioxidant levels. So the amount of antioxidants going through their blood increases after eating flavonoid-rich foods. And there's a paper that suggests that this may be indirect via increased uric acid levels, which is interesting because in medicine, uric acid is sometimes seen as the bad guy. This may suggest that uric acid in the body actually has a beneficial purpose, as would be thought if the body was created with a higher intelligence, or with the highest intelligence, that everything within the body has a divine purpose. And the goal of intuition, the goal of attention, the goal of being is to just observe the highest potential of that purpose. That is my opinion. There are antifungal, antibacterial, hepato or liver protective properties, anticholinesterase properties. There are essential oils in the skin. So the skin or the rind of lime is 7% essential oils. And in the traditional system of medicine in India, which is Ayurveda, and other systems, other folk medicine systems around the world, the fruit peel and the fruit leaves are used to treat various inflammatory conditions. So without science even, this is something that is intuitively known to many different cultures, that lime is anti-inflammatory. And the citrus intake may also increase urinary citrate levels higher than other forms of treatment for kidney stones or urolithiasis. So the other treatment options that this systematic review used were potassium citrate, a controlled diet, and mineral water, which is, of course, the basic control. And so this study suggests that for kidney stones, that citrus fruits may be protective or may be an effective treatment even. Because when you increase the urinary citrate levels, you increase the pH, which can dissolve the stones. And I just remembered that I found a herb for kidney stones called Chanca piedra, and it's known to be very potent against kidney stones. So yes, of course, I will always go for citrus in the diet. If you do have kidney stones, Chanca piedra may be a very good investment for your health. And so that's what I wanted to talk about with citrus. If you have any questions, please let me know and I'll try and answer them as best as possible. I was asked a question about mucus in the gut, and let me see if I can find the questions actually and just answer them as best as I can. So mucus, someone asked me if you can have mucus in your stool, and I said yes, you can have mucus in your stool. You produce mucus pretty much along the entire gastrointestinal tract, most of it, and you can have mucus in the stool. It should be able to be part of the stool and slip out. Yeah. So that was the one question that I got. I'm grateful for it. I like questions. So I'm gonna take a shot. This is my day 6, and there's about 3 shots left. And I bought some more coconut water, but I haven't had any yet. Today I didn't have any coconut water. I made a tea. It's a herbal tea made of mint and chlorella. Very, very nice to drink. And I've been drinking it throughout the entire day. And it's one of those tea bags that have the little messages. And today the message was love is ecstasy. But yeah, that cup of tea served me well through the day. And now I will have my shot. This is the second shot of day 6. I'm running behind. So as usual, I'll tell you what's in it. Beautiful color, right? So there is spirulina for strength, ginger for wealth, aloe vera for relaxation and healing, parsley for balance, lime for gratitude, sea moss for building the body, water, no water. There is water included in the fast for clarity, but no added water to these shots. And this is healing the body. It's cleansing the blood. It really is cleansing the blood. That is what its purpose is. Cleansing the body. And now I'm gonna wait till it gets to 25, which is like 3 minutes. So if you don't want to hear me just waffle, skip past this bit. But I'll talk about how I feel. So I feel, let's get in touch with how we feel. Today I felt very stable and able to work. I revised for about 8.5 hours. And usually when I sit down and revise, I get very restless and I want to move, and that wasn't really present today because it's like I'm really in touch with why I'm doing what I'm doing, and it's okay to sit still for extended periods of time. That's fine. It is actually fine to sit still for extended periods of time. And then when I finished the set amount of work I wanted to do, I got up and I moved, and I literally said to my body, okay, move now. And it was very grateful for being able to move and express itself in its space. I was going to go for a run. My snake has somehow, I don't remember opening the door, and I think Lala has managed to use her head to open the door. She's somewhere, probably under the bed, and I don't really want to leave without knowing where she is. I could hear her moving when I was stretching, and I couldn't locate her. And it was absolutely pouring down outside. And usually I would think, great, it's raining. Something in me told me, no, 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 no. Move where you are. You don't have to go outside and run in the rain right now, and in the dark, and in the cold. So maybe I'm making excuses and it's all egotistical or egoistic, but I'm very happy that I stayed in and read and could make this video, because it's a beautiful process to do this and to feel the days pass by and to see the changes in my body. I love the feeling of fasting. I love it. It inspires such a deep appreciation for self personally. Looking at myself, feeling myself in myself, I really feel this sense of love for my own experience. And I had a beautiful meditation after a breathwork session of power breathing and holding on a long exhale for a progressing amount of time. And it's just so liberating. And then falling in or growing into a meditation, a very visual meditation after that. It's just such a beautiful sequence of events to experience. And I wish this upon everyone. I wish this way of being at peace with oneself, I wish that on anyone. Because it does foster a sense of happiness. So we're gonna do another blood sugar reading. So the last one was 3.1, if you remember. Got my little kit. I wonder if I could just use the same one. Because at the end of the day, it's just my skin. But you're meant to change them, so I'll change them. Take the little cap off and pop it in. Diabetics have to do this so often, and I don't envy it. Okay. So squeeze a little drop of blood out. Pop it in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3.6. So still, according to trust guidelines, hypoglycemic. I think out of interest I'll do it again in about half an hour, but I won't stay on the video for half an hour. 3.6 millimoles per litre. But it's gone up, which is the action of gliptins, I believe, because the stomach actually has molecules. So before the sugar is even absorbed, your body already knows that it's about to absorb sugar and sends the blood sugar up. It's quite cool. But anyhow, I thank you for listening. Thank you for getting this far. Thank you for supporting this journey. Thank you for opening your mind. If you've learned anything, thank you for learning. Thank you for being open to that. If something has reminded you of something you've already known or you already knew, thank you for allowing my being to do that in your being. If this has just been enjoyable and that's why you're still watching, thank you for seeing that in me, and I thank the divine source of life for allowing this existence to happen, this experience to happen. So balance, patience, wish you balance, patience, and I wish you gratitude. Until the next video.